For every action, there is an equal and opposite
reaction.
Take no prisoners, Dak. Have no mercy.
No mercy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dak Prescott and his team are not letting up, and neither am I. The Dak attack is going to be as loud about Dak Prescott's innocence as the questions surrounding his character and morality as a man were. Dak Prescott and his lawyer have issued a statement after the Dallas Police Department has come out and said that they will not be pursuing criminal charges against the Dallas Cowboys quarterback because there was not sufficient evidence to prove the claims made against Dak Prescott.
Wow.
You know why? Because this young lady probably happened upon a difficult time in her life.
Hard
and she figured a better way to stimulate that dopamine within your brain other than hitting the lottery by way of pilfering $100 million from the quarterback of the most popular team in all of American sports. Let's take a look at a text message sent to one of the hosts of the local radio station, 105.3 The Fan, which I also have some very pointed words for, along with Sean Shaquille and Mike Basico. Let's get into this. The text message reads, I want to thank the Dallas Police Department and Dallas District Attorney's Office for their thorough investigation of the allegations against Dak Prescott. As we knew they would, they found nothing in their extensive exploration of the facts that would support a criminal prosecution. We are confident that at the end of the law enforcement's investigation into the extortion case, that they will find the accuser and her attorneys just as guilty as Dak is innocent, which means a whole lot of guilt. Whole lot of guilt on behalf of the young lady, the accuser, and her ambulance-chasing attorneys, who, by the way, committed some very, very rookie mistakes. Because not only did they take this case and attempt to extort Dak Prescott before properly taking this through the justice system, allegedly, can't get me, by sending this demand letter to Dak Prescott's college, in which he has not been to in 9 years, essentially. Going on almost 10 years he hasn't been there. So not only is that defamation, because you're putting this into the hands of someone that has nothing to do with Dak Prescott directly, but then you went on a radio station and called him a rapist and trash and all this other stuff. So yeah, this was Bush League Amateur Hour on behalf of the lawyers and the accuser here. They deserve everything coming to them. And trust me, I'm not the only one that thinks so. As I have said from the beginning, Dak is a great football player, but an even better human. He would never assault any woman. These false accusations were brought up 7 years after the alleged events for one reason and one reason only: to line the pockets of the accusers and her attorneys. Their behavior is an affront to all the true survivors of sexual abuse, and that doesn't need to be lost on anyone, because I have said this from the very beginning. This is a very serious accusation to throw someone's way. And if a person has committed this particular crime, personally, I feel like they should be thrown at the bottom of the prison and locked in the jail cell under the jail with no windows with the worst criminals in the entire jail system. That's how deeply and strongly I feel about people that do stuff like this. And the men that perpetrate things like this, and women, because sexual assault isn't just one way, by the way.
That's true.
But the people who perpetrate things like this, they deserve the full extent of the law and, hell, social justice thrown at them, in my opinion. So I'm not taking this lightly at all. But I knew from the very beginning, based off of the facts presented and based off of my own knowledge of the amateur hour of a lawyer that was going after Dak Prescott. And I told y'all, and I knew what his motivations were. I know this guy, man. I know this guy. I told y'all from the very beginning, this was not going to go in the accuser's favor. And everybody involved deserves to be put under the same pressure and stress that they attempted to put on an innocent man. Here's the last thing that Levi McCatherine says. Fortunately for everyone involved, justice will prevail. And I believe a harsh punishment is coming for these extorters.
Boom.
A harsh punishment indeed. The punishment should be equal to whatever damage would have been done to Dak Prescott had these accusations been true.
Wow.
The punishment needs to be equal, ladies and gentlemen.
Equal.
That's how I feel. People in general who have
can't call fire in a movie theater.
Use the justice system, trying to make a quick lick. There's scammers out there everywhere, y'all, in every single industry, every job field. They're scammers, man. And I wish harm on nobody, but I do wish that people get exactly what they deserve. Whatever energy they put into this world, that's what they deserve to get back.
That's right.
And that goes for everyone, not just the people involved with this case. If you can lay down at the end of the day and know that you did the right things that day, you made the right decisions, and you did right by the people that you encountered that day, you didn't go out of your way to make their life worse, to negatively impact their quality of life.
And you didn't try and cheat anybody.
And know that you did those things, then you did your damn job. But if you can't, then you need to take a serious look at yourself in the mirror. And everyone involved with this case, including 105 fan and Mike Bassick and Sean Sharif, those cowards. All of you guys need to take a serious look in the mirror.
Whoa.
Because I said this as soon as the news dropped about Dak last night. I just want to say what at 105.3 The Fan and Mike Bassicko did, platforming the ambulance chasing lawyer and the BS claims against Dak, wasn't journalism.
Shots fired.
It was TMZ tabloid style bullshit. It was a witch hunt perpetrated by engagement starved, desperate, pitiful men at a radio station. And I meant every word of that. And I said that when it first happened, because there is a difference between being an actual journalist and seeking truth and trying to get information, and being a trigger-happy, engagement-baiting, attention-starved, floundering outfit made up of men with the smallest of nuts, to where the only way they feel they can be successful is to try to go out of their way to create and generate negative publicity and negative attention for a man that has done nothing but give back to his community and try to exemplify what it means to be a man. Whether that means making people comfortable being vulnerable, or whether that means a man showing pride in starting a family, showing pride in being in a monogamous relationship, being in a committed relationship, being a family man, being a father, putting that on display for the entire world when he knows half of the world is going to be ready to criticize that. Or whether that means just showing how to handle yourself with class and dignity regardless of the hardships that you go through in life. You small, pathetic, pitiful men at that radio station went out of your way to push an agenda, and it backfired, because now you look like even bigger jackasses because it wasn't true. And you let this dude come on your radio station, one of the biggest radio stations in one of the biggest radio markets, and call Dak Prescott trash, a rapist, and everything else. You guys got to hold just as much of this on your face as anybody else. And that's why Sean Sharif blocked me, because he couldn't handle me coming at them and telling them the truth. So all of you watching this video, tell Sean Sharif the Dak Attack says hi, and to grow a pair. You poor, pitiful, pathetic, fragile ego little man. All of you at that radio station should be ashamed of your damn selves, and Levi McCaffrey shouldn't even give y'all the damn grace to give y'all that break and let y'all get that first statement.
Those who can't talk about those who can. Now, can you or can you not? Or you just want to sit on the sideline and talk about other people, or can you step up?
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, of course, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great finally freaking Friday. We are here, and we are talking about the Dallas Cowboys. No, the NFL season is not here. We have 125, I believe it's 125 days. It'll come across the clock here in a minute. But I think we have 125 days until the kickoff. No, that's 116,000 subscribers. 116 of you guys that are here, part of the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I wanted to play one of the Cowboys Mafia, Dak Attack. Dak Attack has not been around that long, but boy, does he come hitting hard. and he called them out. It's 125 days. I can see it here in the, yeah, that's 125 days till the season starts. And let me say, before we get into it, hello to Lady Libra. What's up, Lady Libra? How are you doing? We got the Gina that is Dallas Gina. What's up, Gina? And, of course, the first lady in the place with the style and grace was Stacy Schubert. What's up, Stacy? How are you doing? All right, I see we've got the trolls in here early. Chris, somebody had said he can't wait for the Dallas Cowboys to get rid of Dak Prescott. Well, you're going to have to wait a little while longer there, bro. And, see, I'm old enough to remember, when I had a conversation, let me say shout out to Dan Salio and Philly 500 who tag team me. I'm actually looking for some Dallas Cowboys boxing gloves, okay? I believe I've got to get ready for those streams on Wednesday afternoon because they literally came at me, both of them, same time. But see, I ain't no punk bitch. I'm going to fight back, and I need to get some Cowboys boxing gloves. And I can't seem to find anything except for mini ones. I mean, I guess I could get one for each one of my fingers and put it on there, and then I got 10 of them. Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. The thing that was interesting to me was when that news broke that the police said there's no there, and they're not going to be filing any charges. And I popped that video out. That video, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Why is it people want to hear negative news about people? That people literally, the only thing they want is to hear trash. You don't want the good news stories. You just literally want to trash people. I don't understand that. I'm confused. I like good news. I like to hear when the team does something good or does something right, as opposed to looking like ass and stupid. But then again, I guess people always rubberneck when they see an accident out there, or they're at Walmart and somebody's having a fight with their girlfriend and stuff. You out there with your camera taking video of it and putting it online. I guess that's what everybody craves, and it's a sad state of the world when that's all you want. But I posted that thing and nobody cared about it. Nobody cared, okay? But Lord knows when it first broke, Mike Farello came out and literally said, this is the number one story, even though this is the first day of legal tampering, and the story didn't come out till 6 o'clock. We had more hits on that than anything else. But now that it's retracted, now that there's nothing, But I will say that this morning, they did talk about it on 105.3 The Fan. And this is interesting because, most of us in here, okay, I'm 58, okay, I was born in 1965, right? In 1965, let me tell you how old I am. In the state of Virginia that I reside right now, it would be illegal for a black and a white to marry. That's how come Virginia is known for lovers, because of the Love case where they sued the state of Virginia to have the right for interracial marriage. Yeah. I am so old that I was the first class that integrated my elementary school in 1970. I am so old, I remember when they landed on the moon. I remember seeing the bodies coming off the airplanes at Dover from the Vietnam War. I've seen all of these things in my time. And I've seen, David, you're right, 138 watching and 55 likes. Let's hit the like button for us. Help us to continue to grow and so on. It's Friday night. It's, summertime, getting to be summertime. There's severe thunderstorms out. People got things to do. So I understand that. We have good days and bad days. Some days we might have 500 people up in here. Other times we might only have a couple hundred. But I appreciate each and every one that does come in, and am excited for every like that we get. So I appreciate you guys. But I've seen everything evolve and change. And see, you're actually seeing it in faster time than what I saw. Because we started out with the rotary phone. No, it wasn't the, Dearborn station. No, I'm not that old. But we had the rotary phone, then which got to the keypad, right? And then we actually got, call waiting, star 69. Okay, and no, that was not where you could, no. Get your mind out of the gutter. Star 69 was you could dial in and it would tell you the number that called. So if you missed a call, okay, I get your mind out the gutter. Pause. And you saw, of course, that changed, of course, to, the cordless phone at your house and then your cell phone and everything else. And then you just literally saw the house phone is gone pretty much. It's pretty much gone. I mean, my parents still have one. We had one because the bundle package till about a year ago. But for the most part, all that shit's gone. You see things change. It went from being, watching TV, that was a big piece of furniture with a little screen to, to big screen, flat screen TVs and everything else. Everything changes and evolves. And what you're witnessing is guys like me, guys like Law Nation, guys like Dak Attack, guys like Dan Saleo and Philly 500 are getting the numbers and the fans, and people are gravitating to personalized media, where having a degree that says I went to journalism school or working for a radio station or working for a television broadcast doesn't mean anything in this medium. And case in point, the old models are changing. So as you see, First Take, 2.5 hours. Is it 2.5 hours or is it 2 hours? Undisputed is 2.5 hours. Where they're there for 2.5 hours, bloviating about stuff. The numbers are dismal. On good days, I have as many views in a day as First Take does on TV. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? That's literally how it is. Pat McAfee, literally blowing everybody away. And so now you hear that Michael Irvin, along with others, and I believe Total Access, is getting killed because people are no longer watching things the way they used to. And the difference I'm going to say is this, because as I can see, what's up, David, Eric Walls, Amodius, long time no see. Sugar Daddy, I got a landline. It's not rotary, but I'm still old. Yeah, I mean, I still have the phone there. It's hooked. There's no service any longer. It's still at the house there. I would trade Dak for a pack of donuts. Okay, Roger. All right, so I see we got the haters out there. You know what? Let's put that pack of donuts back there and see how many games you win, bro. Let's honestly see. Because, see, I'm old enough to remember how hard it was to get quarterbacks. Because y'all just seem to think because of fantasy football, you can just go in and grab a guy. You can just go out and plug in a guy, and he's going to be great. And we have seen recently where we've had, guys that were thought to be top 5 quarterbacks. Russell Wilson going to Denver and then now to the Steelers. We've seen Deshaun Watson where people said Dak Prescott couldn't carry his jock strap. And how's he been doing with the Cleveland Browns? We've seen the Commanders with the left hand up, literally going through and trying to get a quarterback since 1991. Yeah. James, you got pea-size hail and rain here in Texas. Oh, damn. We got some bad storms headed our way. I hope everything is okay. Hunker down. Be safe, my man. Mark, in case this helps, it won't matter what numbers you bring up in the regular season until the Cowboys can prove that they can pass the second round of the playoffs. There's nothing to debate. Philadelphia, Philadelphia, Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. It's like you like a born a hater, like myself, man. A lot of cats think they hate, but, man, I mean, I'm mad, I'm mad at everything, man. Brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got one car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
I understand. I got to say shout out to another one of the Cowboys Mafia. And everybody wants to know, why do you say Cowboys Mafia? I have to give that credit to 105.3 The Fan, Sean Sharif, who got trashed by my main Dak Attack. First of all, he called, the YouTubers. He literally said, y'all are just...
Hey, moron! Hey, moron! Duh! Look at me! I'm the waterboard, dude!
He called us morons. And then he said, I don't want to piss off Cowboys Mafia. And so I'm taking that as a red badge of honor, personally. I hold my beer. I like that. And so that's why I call all of us YouTubers Cowboys Mafia. And let me say shout out to Law Nation, because he reminded me of something, Philadelphia. Yes, the Cowboys are not having any success in the playoffs. But I dare say, if we played the Eagles in the playoffs, we'd be in the Super Bowl every year. Because you know what's kind of funny, bro? You know what's funny besides the 9-4 record? Oh, I know you're going to come back. I know. I know you're going to come back and say, well, we will rest the starters. You rest the starters on one of these games, of those 9-4 games. But you know what's crazy is? Here's what's crazy, bro. Dak Prescott against your Eagles team that goes out and signs everybody and their sister, that's got Howie vision, that literally, that there's not a player that has been signed by your team that Philly 500 hasn't said is the greatest player in the history of football, Robert Vance. I'm a new member, and it went my next call-in show Sunday at 5 o'clock, bro. Shout out to you, Robert. Robert, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail, so that way we can get you your shot glass and your football. We're running low on those football, too, so thank you very much on that. It should actually ring up here, although I may need to get Michael Anthony down here to let me know. But here's the thing there, Philadelphia and all you Eagles trash that's in here trying to disrespect me. He may not have that success in the playoffs, but damn if he ain't lighting your ass up. Do you know in 13 games, he's got 24 TDs to only 8 interceptions, 100.6 rating, 3,402 yards. Now, they say that Dak Prescott only plays good against garbage teams. And I guess they're right. He plays good against your garbage team there, bro. And that's why you Eagle fans are always saying, trade Dak, get rid of Dak. Dak sucks. Yeah, because he's lighting your ass up on a regular. He's lighting your ass up on a regular, bro. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys, knee-deep in phase 2 of OTAs, where the coaches are able to work with them on the field. We have now our rookie players. They're there. They're there, guys. They're there. And the question of the night is, or the poll, are the Dallas Cowboys, are they, A, winning you back? Are they winning you back? Oatmeal is king. You know what, bro? I'm not even going to bother with you, bro. I'm not even going to bother with you because as crazy as it is, I've heard Skip Bayless, skip, another one of those ones that is going downhill, crashing and burning, that Cooper Rush, the Cowboys. So why don't we just play Cooper Rush? Oh, but then again, we need to get a quarterback for the first round. Oh, we have one on our roster, Trey Lance. We gave up a fourth round pick that we could have gotten a running back for. Do you guys realize that? All of those running backs, those young studs and everything, they're picked up in the 4th round. Imagine if we actually had that 4th round pick and had picked up a running back to go with Zeke. That would have been nice. Bro, you can get rid of Dak Prescott all you want. And in fact, all of you guys can get rid of Dak Prescott. But the thing is it doesn't matter if you do not take care of the other business on the team. It doesn't. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, at the moment, this is our starting lineup. This is what we're looking like at the moment. Okay? Brandon Cooks, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, Cooper Beebe at center, Tyler Smith at left guard, and Tyler Guyton at left tackle. On the defensive side of the ball, sorry, my mustache is itching. Micah Parsons, defensive end, outside linebacker. Osa Ndigazua. You got to say Ndigazua. Ndigazua. Like it's a samurai. Okay. So, all right. That's defensive tackle. And Mozzie Smith as defensive tackle. And D-Law as your defensive end. Linebacker Eric Kendricks. And Overshown. Along with Diggs, Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, Malik Hooker, and Donovan Wilson. Now, bang, bang, Bird Gang. Damn, that's an all-star cast there, Super Bowl. We got jokes here tonight. We got, it's amazing how you Eagle fans are always worried about us Cowboys. I don't sit on Eagle channels and I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't see the fascination. Now, I will watch, because I do go on the show and stuff from time to time, Philly 500 and, of course, Dan Saleo. But I don't literally. I just have, too many things to do to spend time watching Eagle channels. I mean, I'm a very busy man. I mean, I'd rather watch the grass grow than go listen to some Eagles doing a circle jerk. I mean, there's paint to dry that I might watch and stuff. I clipping my toenails. I mean, there's a lot of cleaning the house. There's a lot of things that I think I'd rather do, like stick a fork in my eye, than watch Eagle channels and sit there and comment on them. I don't see why you're here unless we live rent-free in your head. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? That you even though you've had some success, although not this past year, I dare say you guys actually crashed and burned worse than we did. We weren't expected to be a Super Bowl contender. The shit we hear right now is the shit we had last year. I heard them, of course, talking about you guys as the best team in football.
Grocery store, I used to actually swallow it, pause. But,
Joe used to pack in and
I used to pack and swallow. I used to do a lot of stuff.
Dude, that should be your, intro.
yeah.
Your intro
What
is just look at the camera.
Yes. Actually, over the course of the last 20 years, you've gone to 3 Super Bowls. You have been the better team over the last 20 years. But even with that, you still way behind the Cowboys, bro. You still behind our dusty-ass trophies. Why are you always talking about Eagles and making Eagles content then? Bro, we play you 2 times a year. Usually, it's the Cowboys and the Eagles because Washington is ass, and the Giants, although once in a while they're decent, is ass too. And you have to know the competition. You need to know the ins and outs and what you need to be worried about. So that's why I talk about the Eagles. So what are the Cowboys going to do to counter the Eagles to try and get victories? It's common sense. You act like, okay, you think military's like, oh, okay, we're not going to look at Russia, because we might have to fight them or something. They study and learn everything about them, bro. You got to know your enemy. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. That's why, bro. Philly D, win with 32 teams and no cap. Well, you know what? You got the cap era. We got everything else. How about that there, Philly D? Linda, lovely Linda, one of the few Eagle fans I can actually relate to and be happy to see. Eagles GOAT is having two different assembled teams go to the Super Bowl, one win and one. Yeah, okay. Yes, Linda, you trying to get me mad at you? Brad Harrison House, what's up? Washington might be a little better. I hear that every year that, watch the Commanders. They're going to be better. They're going to be okay. All right. Well, here's the thing. For those Eagle fans out there that need your ego stroked, I think what our draft was about you guys. I do. Honestly, we drafted to try and counter you, Eagle fans. So feel good that you got the Cowboys worried. And see, what they said is we need to be more physical in the middle because you got big guys like Jordan Davis and Nolan and Jalen Carter. So we need to be more physical to match up with the Eagles. That's why we got Guyton. And for a dude who said we screwed up getting Guyton, that we should have drafted a quarterback, okay, kiss my high yellow ass, because what you need, whether it's Dak Prescott or anybody else, is you need an offensive line. You just do. You do. Everything starts and ends with the lines. If you don't have the lines, it's really hard to win. It's really hard. If you have the lines, it makes life a little easier. When you can't start on the Jets O-line, you're trash. David, there you go. Are you talking about damn, I don't even want to say his name. Don't know what we got for Mr. Roboto. Igoda. That's how I remember his name, Igoda. I have to think about, don't know what we got for Mr. Roboto. Don't know. Igoda. Okay, Igoda. Yeah, he actually played decent at guard, not so much at tackle. Not so much at tackle. And as the offensive line whisperer put it, you really don't want to move Tyler Smith from guard, because the things that make him great as a guard are things that you don't want to necessarily do. Being aggressive. You have to be more aggressive as a guard because you're always going to the second level. You're going to get the linebackers and things like that. As an offensive tackle, you are more defensive. You are less aggressive because you have to be able to be on that island and be able to make the move to counter whatever that defensive end. If they're doing an X stunt when that guy crosses your face, you got to be prepared to hand the guy off and be able to get the next guy. So those are things. It was a great series. Maxey is a beast. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if he is or not. Dak Prescott has gone to zero. Has had good O-lines and what? Dak has had a good O-line. Philly D. Shout out to Philly D. Appreciate the super chat. What's going in the NFC East? Well, Philly D, I appreciate it. I guess it's not going off. I'm going to have to get Michael to do something about that. Now I lost my train of thought. No, somebody said Becton better than Guyton. Well, here's the thing, though. The Cowboys took one pick and got two offensive linemen. I don't think you guys understand that. The Cowboys traded back a couple of spots, picked up a third-round pick, and got a center that looks like he is a beast. Cooper Beebe, I swear, he looks like Juggernaut to me. You look at Juggernaut, who was in, with Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool 2. You look at that Juggernaut, how the helmet's down. I swear Cooper Beebe looks like that. And see, that's where you look at a guy like that who is about 330 pounds, who is physical, to go against a guy like Jordan Davis. You look at a guy like Guyton, who's going to be able to set the edge and hopefully do like Tyron Smith, where he can throw people left and right. who is right now a better pass blocker than run blocker. Because what's lost in this, where everybody is joking the Cowboys and saying Zeke Elliott, I don't think Zeke Elliott's the finished product. I think he's going to be part of the rotation. I think the Cowboys are actually going to do some things. And back to the original statement here where we had Dak Attack on, I think the Cowboys, part of the thing that they were doing is let's wait until the whole case thing is done and over with and all that before we go ahead and get this contract done, because it just doesn't look good. You know, it's not, we get it, it's not your fault. You've got our attorney, Levi McLaren. We believe you and stuff, but let's let this thing get over with. And with CeeDee Lamb, and keep in mind, they said in the beginning that they'd be working on these contracts in training camp. You know, because you and me want to get these things done. Doesn't mean that they're in a hurry to do what they said they were going to do. And they've done exactly what they've been doing all along. So, if it's not done in training camp, then we got to look elsewhere. But I believe that they're going to go ahead and get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. And when they do, they'll have a little more money. And looking at this roster as it's currently constructed, first thing you have to understand is they believe in their own guys. They believe in homegrown talent. They believe in guys they've developed. And when you go through that list, Malik Hooker, mind you, has been a very good free agent signing for the Cowboys. This is his third season. They originally signed him to a $2 million a year deal. One of those ones that he was injured coming off of, Achilles, I believe. I believe it was Achilles. And the Cowboys got him cheap. And he's been here as a starter for 3 years. Great move. You look at Terrence Steele, who should rebound, was an undrafted rookie free agent. Everybody else in here, with the exception of Brandon Cooks, who they traded a 5th-round pick for, are guys that they drafted. They do believe in their guys. That's not to say that they might not do what they did last year and supplement a couple of places with some of these draft picks, or with the additional cash, because there's still people out there. Odell just signed with Miami today, I believe it was. Brian Sokow, shout out to Brian Sokow, who's done an amazing job on the designs for Joe Boo. Mark, they're on a 2-year rebuild, and I'm confident in what Jeff Kavanaugh had, not spending this year. There's a reason they haven't yet. Walker Wade, shout out to you, buddy, because you always come through with the super chats and things. I could say, Walker, that they did the same thing in 2021. This is exactly the same thing they did in 2021. They didn't sign to big contracts. They let go Amari Cooper. They let go Cedric Wilson. They let go Randy Gregory. They didn't do a whole lot then, and they drafted. This is not a reset. This is, if you want to call it a reset this year, it's a reset like this every year. They don't spend money. They don't, other than their own guys, they don't spend money. And I honestly look at this and I say, okay, let's go down the list here. Well, first, and say, where can we upgrade right now? Okay, our quarterback, Dak Prescott. Okay, I know the trolls going to say, yeah, we need to get rid of that guy. He's a bum. Well, you could go ahead and start Cooper Rush, or you could, like some of y'all say, Trey Lance. But okay, be that as it may. Running back, Zeke Elliott as a starter. Definitely, I would say if we can upgrade that more, I would like to see somebody younger. But I will also say that Mike McCarthy's offense is going to be predicated on the pass. Mike McCarthy has not been a guy who is looking to run the football like when Minnesota had Adrian Peterson, or like Tennessee that's had Derrick Henry. They're not a ground and pound. Super Bowl year, leading running back, 731 yards. CeeDee Lamb, you get him signed and get him back into camp. Okay, enough said. Brandon Cooks, I think, is actually going to do a lot better this year, second year in the system. Jalen Tolbert, the number 3 wide receiver, I'm looking forward to him getting out from underneath the shadows of Michael Gallup. But that's a position that you could look at and say you'd like to be, a little bit more of an upgrade. That's 2 positions. Jalen Tolbert emerging as one of the better tight ends, young ones. Terrence Steele, you hope that is going to rebound. I don't know that you're going to find a better right tackle at the moment. Zach Martin, you're good. Cooper Beebe is going to be young, but I look at that and say that's better than I believe Biotish was. Tyler Smith, you're great, okay? Guyton, you're going to have growing pains being a left tackle coming out of the box as a rookie. But that's not a bad offense right there. You look at that and say, if we can upgrade running back and upgrade our number 3 wide receiver, that's a really good offense, right or wrong. You guys agree with me? Zeke at center is a good option. Oh, Niners fan, you guys are so funny. Zeke at center. All right. On the defensive side, where do we upgrade? Okay. Micah Parsons, defensive end outside linebacker. That's good. Mark, we haven't pushed any money this year. It's clear. Yes, we have not. But you know, Walker, when they get their deals done, when did they get Zeke's done before? Deep in the training camp, wasn't it? When did they get Dak Prescott's done before? Middle of the summer. When did they get D-Law's done when they should have gotten it done early? I believe it was end of May. They like to get these things done. When did they get Diggs done? Diggs, they got day 1 in training camp while they were doing the press conference of opening ceremonies. So you're assuming that nothing will be done. And I have to say, I don't think that's the case. And even if they don't get those done right now, you still have a solid roster. Okay, before I was interrupted, defensive tackle, Osa and Digazua. Osa is a little bit on the smaller side, but has great hands and is a great pass rusher. I wouldn't mind upgrading that position. I would not mind going out and saying, let's get a veteran like Calais Campbell, who is going to be 37 years old, but last year had 32 solo tackles, 6.5 sacks, 50 total tackles, only playing 63% of the minutes. If you can put him in there for, 40, 50% of the snaps in the rotation, you could be really, really good. Mozzie Smith. Mozzie, we'll see what we're going to see at defensive tackle. Ginger Rogers. What's up, Ginger? Shout out to Ginger. Coach Jeff in the house with the super chats. Appreciate it, Jeff. David Wiley, what's up, Mark? Time for some moms. Oh, my God. You know what I'm going to do, David? I'm going to make some spaghetti tomorrow. I'm going to do a live cooking show of me making my spaghetti. All right? That's what I'm going to do. All right? I'm going to show you, David, because, David, you haven't had my spaghetti. You haven't had my – in fact, David, you should come down here tomorrow so I can show you, since you went all the way to Detroit to get some nasty ass, and I mean it was nasty and it tasted like some ass, spaghetti. And I'm beginning to think that originally it was made as a joke because he says, there's vomit on my sweater. It's mom's spaghetti. Because literally, had I been wearing a sweater, I would have vomited the mom's spaghetti. It was bad. It was literally like you took a can of pizza sauce, okay? Pizza sauce, and put it on the pasta. And those meatballs, I don't know what kind of balls those were. They were terrible. And you know it was terrible, David. Come on, man. You're a chef. I know you know good food. Anyway, Mozzie Smith. I hope that he's a one technique guy and that putting the weight back on, that they literally have him like he's Fat Bastard, where he grabs a hold of him, get in my belly. Okay? You wouldn't mind upgrading that position. DeMarcus Lawrence, one of the best run stopping defensive ends in the NFL. I will dare say that Eric Kendricks, I believe, will be better than Leighton Vander Esch was for when he was playing for the 5 games that he did last year. Diggs is like, if he is 100%, and they say he'll be ready to go for training camp, if he's back to where he was, that's a major upgrade for us at cornerback. Deron Bland having another year, different coach, could be really good. Jordan Lewis was good. He wasn't great, but was still kind of recovering from the ACL. Malik Hooker, good safety. Donovan Wilson, good safety. Guys, those aren't awful rosters. The Cowboys will supplement those. And for all you Eagle fans that are in here pounding your chest, talking about, oh yeah, Sam Williams, and see that's where this is where we really start getting into it. When you have Sam Williams added to the mix, Sam Williams I think is actually going to be better than Fowler, better than Dorrance Armstrong. Crazy Corvette, love you too, bro. No Diddy. NFC Championship in 23. Okay. Yes, losers. Appreciate it. So let me ask you, Len, bro. Cowboys are losers. Let me come a little closer. If the Cowboys are losers and you're here watching us, what does that make you? I'm asking for a friend. That tush push, though, definitely Diddy. Well, it'll be interesting to see how the tush push works without Kelsey. Bang, bang, Overshown will be back. The kid from Texas. Overshown, here's what I'm looking forward to. I am really looking to see how Mozzie does now that Hankins isn't going to be there, and now he's able to put the weight back on. I think getting a second year, I think will be beneficial. We've been spoiled because we've always gotten, guys that have come out the box and played well. Well, not everybody comes out the box and plays great. I mean, as much as the Eagles fans are here, did Jordan Davis come out and play great his rookie year? Did he? Did he? Punk. I don't believe he did. And they gave up quite a bit to move up to get him. Crack balls, no Diddy. I believe we will repeat winning the division and going 13-4 this year. Coach Jeff, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all, but, it's going to be a tall task because, nobody's done it in 20 years. Mark, Cowboys get exposed season. I don't want to hear lack of talent. 49er fans, I didn't say that we had enough. I think I went through the list and said places I'd like to upgrade. If you're telling me Zeke Elliott is it for running back, I'm going to say that we don't have enough. I'm happy Zeke is back. We got a short yardage guy. We got a guy who can help block for Dak Prescott, in passing situation. He'll be able to help chip guys on the way out with Guyton if he's having some issues. That's not a bad move, but I hope that's not the only move we're making at running back. Mozzie Smith is a poor man's Jordan Davis. Well, Jordan Davis is a poor man's Jordan Davis. We have new coaches. Trolls have, bro. They just love to hate me. I don't know why. My buddy Dak Attack was like, bro, you get the most toxic comments and trolls on your channel. And it's like, yeah, I do. I do. Manny Teo, Dallas fans get fooled more than me. Okay. When Mozzie balls out this year, then it will be the coaches. Okay. Oh, yeah. When Mozzie balls out this year. I was like, Mozzie balls? What are Mozzie balls? They have to be better than the spaghetti balls and Mom's spaghetti. I'll say that. Eagles fans stealing our bang bang. What is this? Oh, Lordy. Bang, bang. You Eagle fans and you 49er fans, good God. Y'all are special. Good teams have their running game right now. Yeah, they do. Gardner Minshew is Dak's equivalent. Okay, Oatmeal King, you don't know football at all. The Eagles got in for a minute, no diddy. I think we'll be better than people think, but defense worries me more than offense. Statistically, last year was Dak's best year with a defense that couldn't stop the run. Well, here's the thing, Glimmerman. I will say that the Cowboys have gotten bigger and stronger and are focusing in more on stopping the running game. With the amount of linebackers that we have between getting Kendricks out there and getting Overshown, both of those guys are definitely going to help your run stopping, as well as oh man, I can't think of his name. We just drafted him. He is a really good run stopping linebacker. Shit, having a brain fart. Marshawn Nealon is a good run stopping linebacker as well. And so here's the problem that we had for stopping the run last year. One, everybody was lightweight. Everybody on the defensive front. When I remember going to training camp 22, watching Dan Quinn, everything was about getting upfield. Taking that step and shooting the gap. And having guys that were lighter and faster. And this is the problem he's had with guys like Quentin Bohannon. This is what he's had with John Ridgeway. This is what he had with Mozzie, is I need you to be able to get upfield and rush the passer. And the problem with that is when you're going upfield like that, your body, if you're getting dry block, okay, like let's say I'm the nose and I'm doing a jab, step, and rip, okay, which means I'm taking a step to the left, trying to get the offensive lineman to step with me, and then I'm dipping my shoulder and I'm ripping. So basically I'm making a fist and I'm kind of punching in here, getting a small target to go between the center and the guard. If the guard is coming down and he hits me in the chest right there, I'm getting blown out of the hole. You get caught in that pass rushing. And if you're a guy who's a defensive tackle that's 265, 280, who's fast, and you're going against a 330-pound tackle and he's dry blocking, you don't have enough mass to hold the line. And when you have that, and then your linebacker is a safety that's 207 pounds, he's getting carried down the field because the running back's got momentum. He's hitting him and carrying his light ass. That was personnel and design problem. Mike Zimmer believes in having big people on the line. He believes in having physical linebackers that can stop the run. And the way I look at this, and this is where I hope that they bring back Stephon Gilmore. When you start looking at our defensive backfield of Bland, Diggs, and if you were able to go ahead and get Gilmore back and have Jordan Lewis as a backup, you can go man-to-man. You can go man-to-man. And you can put 8 men in the box to help stop the run. And for me, that's where I look at this and say, Jerry, this team is not that far away. It's not that far away. Go out, get yourself a running, make a trade for a running back. Bring back Stephon Gilmore. Get yourself a guy to go in the rotation like Calais Campbell, a big man who's got experience, that's looking at saying, my career is coming to an end soon. I want to have one shot, one opportunity to try and win me a ring before I get out of here. If you do those things and you go out and say, let me go ahead and get another, high quality wide receiver and add to it. 4 moves. Give me those 4 moves. And I could say, yeah, you got a real good chance to challenge anybody in football. Dwayne, okay, well, Dwayne, you can believe what you want to believe, and I can believe what I want to believe. I believe I sat here last year and said the same thing when people said, we ain't going to make the playoffs. They said, we ain't got no chance. Gilmore, yeah, I know he wants 2 more years. What you want and what you get are 2 different things. I want a couple $1 million right now. I do. Hey, I want $2 million. But you know what? I'd settle for 1. Not sure we can sell the win a ring angle to Calais Campbell. Well, as opposed to Atlanta last year, it's worth a shot, bro. He's got the same stank, Twiz. What's up, Twiz Digger? Twiz, I don't know if I should thank you or cuss you out, bro. I really don't. Because that shit that happened on Wednesday was not proper. That was just wrong. How the hell am I going to get tag teamed by Philly 500 and Dan Salio? Coach Jeff, a week from Monday, I'll be in Vermont. We'll be driving up. Philly D, I can't believe I'm going to say this. But here's part of the problem. Here's part of the problem. A third of the voting is the fans. Did you, I mean, no disrespect to any of my players on my team, but did you honestly look at all of our players and say they deserve to be Pro Bowlers? I mean, one year we had B.A.M was a Pro Bowler. Do you really think B.A.M was a Pro Bowler? Tyron Smith played 13 games last year. Do you think he was really all-pro last year? He was really good, and he stayed healthier more than usual, but I'm not sure he was really all-pro. I'm really not sure he was. B.A.M had 0 run block. Yeah, and B.A.M ended up being in Dak Prescott's lap a lot. But, you know, I'm going to say that part of that is, you know, if you are, let's see, the Minnesota Vikings, even if you have an outstanding season, you're not getting the votes like the Cowboys fans are going to be out there doing. You're just not. There's no way. If you're a Carolina Panther out there and you have a great, great season and play great, nobody is voting for you like they are for the Cowboys. As soon as Pro Bowl voting opens up, I got Miss Jackie who's sitting there saying, don't forget to vote. And she's, you know, text messaging me, Instagram messaging me. You got my man Law Nation and every other Cowboy YouTuber out there posting the list and the link and everything else. You know, we got the ground game. We got the ground game to get all that stuff. I'm not sure that all that's really deserved. Now, when I go ahead and I look and I see the Eagles with, you know, you guys have some really good offensive linemen. You guys have 2 really good wide receivers. You guys had some good draft picks that played last year. We didn't have none of that last year, bro. Our guys were all injured last year or couldn't get on the field from our draft. Mark, you thank me for being a gentleman? If that means that you haven't been spamming the chat and telling me about, you know, you want to be my son-in-law and stuff, I guess that is being a gentleman. Mariletta sucks. He's just bear hugs every play. Dwayne Zimmer took Minnesota to the NFC Championship game before Kirk Cousins. Lola, Miss Hot Sauce. What's up, Lola? How are you doing? Hurts played injured all last year. Mark Holmes' favorite lyric from a song, I'm calling Post Malone, never punt 4th down, Hail Mary, Dak Prescott touchdown. Okay. Twiz, have faith in Mozzie. Dwayne, we will be in New Orleans next February. David Lawrence, that's old man. I'm going to tell you, New Orleans, that's the best place to go for a Super Bowl. Now, that would be cool. I would love to go to another Super Bowl in New Orleans if that were possible. All right, good people. You know, it is actually, wow, that was a quick hour. Time for me to get out of here because it's been a long, long ass day. And I'm gonna end with one of my all-time favorites because I wish that Jerry Jones really and truly would listen to him more. I appreciate everybody being here, and I'll see you soon.
You're up, and then James Harris.
Jimmy Johnson, let me first say congratulations on getting into the Hall of Fame. Watching that live on television, that raw emotion,
Ginger
was just
Rogers,
beautiful.
email
I
me
have so many
CowboysMark94
questions for you. I think
Gmail.
about the only way I could get them in is to get a cooler of beer and head out and go fishing with you.
Hi, Mark.
But leaving the University of Miami and coming to the Dallas Cowboys, and at that time they were basically broke, busted, and thoroughly disgusting to watch. Having gone from the pinnacle down to the depths, what was that like? And the second part of this question would be, played football at JMU with Charles Haley, and knowing the character that he is and all the personalities that you had with the Cowboys, how were you able to mold them and keep them focused on the grand prize, which was winning?
Well, first of all, people look back on it and they say it was an easy decision to leave University of Miami. But we had gone through 4 straight seasons where we played a national schedule and been on national television every other week and only lost 2 regular season games. And so we had a powerhouse football team, and I knew it was going to continue that way because we had a great, group of talent. And then going to Dallas, Tom Landry's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But they had 3 straight losing seasons there at the bottom of the NFL at 3-13 because they just didn't have any talent. And and obviously there were some older players that helped us, in winning our Super Bowls. But a lot of it had to do with, I brought in Tony Wise, my offensive line coach, and he put together what is considered one of the greatest offensive lines in NFL history. But he did it with a free agent defensive tackle, Mark Tuinei, at left tackle. He did it with a left guard where the previous staff said get rid of him because he was too fat, Nate Newton. We took a 3rd round pick, 245-pound offensive guard. I asked Tony, I said, can you convert him to a center? He said, I'll make him into a center. So we moved Stepnoski to center. And then we took a 7th round pick, Kevin Gogan, who had struggled his early years. We moved him to guard and took a 3rd round pick, Eric Williams, at right tackle. So, those players hadn't developed, but Tony Wise was able to develop them into a great offensive line. And so, the combination of having some great assistant coaches and acquiring a lot of talent with 51 trades in 5 years, we were able to win that Super Bowl. So it was a great feeling.
Thank you very much on that.
I'll follow up about Charles Haley.
Yes, he was a character.
He is a character, but he is one of my favorites. Charles and I developed a great relationship after a few rocky roads there early in his career at Dallas. We had a couple of run-ins, but we really got together. Really, he came in my office after I had berated him a couple of times at one of the ball games. And he said, Coach, he said, if you will just get on to me one-on-one in your office, he said, I'll do anything in the world for you. I love playing for you. He said, but just don't embarrass me in front of the other players. And I said, Charles, I may not always be able to do that, but I'll try. But from that time forward, we had a great relationship, and he was a big part of us winning Super Bowls.
Thank you very much. And how about them Cowboys?